Stay tuned for Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire. Proud Papas, the Red Wings contingent, celebrating Thursday's thorough effort as their sons played a complete game in Denver. And tonight, the sons and dads in the Valley of the Sun in search of another peak performance. And as they were in Colorado, Red Wing fans are out here in full force. Hello again, everyone. Ken Daniels alongside Darren Elliott. A 3-0 shutout win in Denver, and it was a victory that the Red Wings could be proud of, Darren, in all areas of their game.
And it took all of the players. Their execution was superb. Their attention to detail was paramount, and that was the case not just in Denver, but going back to the win over the Islanders. This is a group that is playing so well together, closing the gap to Kaiser, getting up to the red line, creating the turnover. Look at the back pressure. Look at the way the defense is able to get back to the puck. Nyquist forcing him into his defenseman. Toronto with the takedown in the middle of the ice. Who is it again? Pavel Datsyuk leading the way. Those are the kinds of things. Offense and defense and offense working together, both with and without the puck.
The Detroit Red Wings and the Nashville Predators remain the only two teams in the NHL who have not lost consecutive games in regulation. Consistency for Detroit. That's why they have 30 wins, one of only 9 teams to reach the mark thus far.
And they reached it 15 games. That's 15-game improvement over last season. And to me, it has to do with the group. This is the second season of this group playing together. We just showed you many examples of them playing so well. The power play in particular, but again, defensively, they're not giving up very much because they're working as 5-man units without the puck and coming up the ice as 5-man units with the puck. It's been a great improvement from a season ago.
Well, the Phoenix team is now known as Arizona. Its arena name has gone from internet to casino. And that's fitting because their GM, Don Maloney, has put his hand right out there. All the cards are on the table. He's shuffling the deck.
He is. He wants to acquire assets because they're not in the playoff picture. Antoine Vermette, he's going to go somewhere, that's for sure. Keith Yandle, his name always comes up. So everybody but Shane Doan is on the table. He was a part of this franchise before they were even in the desert. He says there's a healthy respect for playing against the Red Wings. Yandle says there's an excitement when we play the Detroit Red Wings. There's a lot of reasons for these guys to play tonight because it's the Red Wings, because there's guys like Larson who is having a paramount year himself. These guys want to have a good game, but it's not just about tonight. For some of these guys, it's about playing because somebody is always watching.
And I'm sure that the Red Wings head coach, Mike Babcock, has told his guys just that. Beware the wounded bear. They're never out of it. And Peter Mrazek knows that all too well. He's always risen to the occasion. He's had 2 bounce-back games after struggling a little bit. And with Jimmy Howard set to return Wednesday in Pittsburgh, Peter makes a 10th consecutive start and his first against Arizona in his career, next on Fox Sports Detroit. Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Ram, official truck of the Detroit Red Wings. By Myers, save big with M-Perks from Myers. Sign up at mperks.com. And by Xfinity, your home for most live sports. First time here since the name change of arena and the team. The third name change from Glendale to an internet company and jobbing, and now it's known as Gila River Arena after a casino. And the team's changed its name too, from the Phoenix Coyotes to the Arizona Coyotes. Darren Elliott has an over-under of 5 on how many times I'll say Phoenix tonight. The starting goaltenders are brought to you by Southeast Michigan Ford Dealers. That's consistent from our end. A 10th consecutive start for Peter Mrazek, coming off his 3rd career shutout in his 29th career game. Mike Smith has struggled mightily this season for Arizona, but did make 40 saves here Thursday in a 2-1 shootout loss to Carolina. He went 2-0 against the Wings last season, owning a .937 save percentage. They can change the names of the arena and the team, but one thing remains consistent. It's that man, number 19, in his 19th season, the 7th overall pick in '95, 38-year-old Shane Doan. And as much as the Arizona Coyotes may be unloading this season, their captain will be going nowhere. He will start on the wing with Antoine Vermette and Tobias Rieder. Vermette number 50, Rieder number 8. The Red Wings start with Pavel Datsyuk in the middle with Darren Helm and Thomas Tatar, Jonathan Ericsson and Nick Kronwall on the back end as Datsyuk retreats to get the puck, and he'll bring it out of the Red Wing zone. Smoothly through center comes number 13 and called at the Arizona blue line on the offside.
Good look at Pavel Datsyuk. Checking line, Dave Tippett, Mike Babcock, a lot of respect for the head coach of the Coyotes. One of the reasons they have the checkers out against Datsyuk, Dave Tippett was a checker when he played, very organized. They didn't even forecheck on that very first shift. They peeled back. They had 5 guys between the blue line. They don't want Datsyuk dangling his way into the offensive zone. You see what happened? They threw it offside.
These two coaches, Dave Tippett, Mike Babcock, they put up a lot of wins as the play goes offside. Dave Tippett formerly with Dallas and here in Arizona since the 09-10 season. And Darren Helm has got off to a terrific start this season. 10 goals, 22 points, 5 different injuries for him the past few years, but he's finally healthy.
And a better number. John Keating had it in Red Wings Live. 7 scores in the last 2 wins. 7 goals, 7 different scores. Helm one of them. Empty net is really good to see him back on the beam.
And 8 wins for the Red Wings the past 9 games, and their offense the past 9 averaging 3.78 goals for per game. Their past 9, 8 are victories. Laurie Korpikoski went in there heavily with Kyle Quincy. Quincy put it in back of the net, and a good check there, and heavy on the stick by DeKeyser. As Nyquist was back to help, Abdelkader sends one across in a good hard pass as Quincy gets it to center. Checked at center by David Moss, the former Michigan Wolverine. As it's carried back in, Chip Chura put it in back of the net. As DeKeyser back there checking. It came to the line for Connor Murphy in his second season on the Arizona blue line. Neat little play there by Quincy, but Nyquist had his pocket picked. And then he's going to take a penalty as a result, trying to recover. Sent in front of the goal, and a shot just wide by number 45, Andrew Campbell. So some pressure here as Gagne's got it. And touched by Weiss. Red Wings will be shorthanded.
So the Red Wings were excellent. This was part of the great execution we talked about in the open against Denver. This time it leads to a turnover. That breakout into the middle of the ice. The youngster Lesio able to, with the stick hook, a little bit of retaliation on the turnover by Nyquist, and he finds himself in the box for hooking.
The Coyote power play, 6th in the league. 5 for 12 their past 5 games. They did not have a power play attempt here a couple of nights ago against Carolina, so really the past 4 games they've been very good. Oh, good save. A tip through, and Mrazek had the pad down, right place, right time, and the puck hit it. Vermette moved it back to the line, and that shot sailed wide of the goal. Moving in there after it is Oliver Ekman-Larsson, held in at the line by Keith Yandle. So they got 2 guys back there, 2 good quarterbacks on the back end in Yandle and Ekman-Larsson. As Sheahan shoved Ekman-Larsson to the ice.
Good physical play, but for a team that can't score goals, they sure can on the power play. As you mentioned, Kenny's 6th best in the National Hockey League. Physical strength is another matter.
Much better on the road in their power play than they've been here at home. But still a force at nearly 23%. Here's number 23, Ekman-Larsson with a shot that was handled and cleared. And Ekman-Larsson's the dangerous guy. 15 goals, leads all blue liners in the NHL, and 9 of those on the power play that leads all NHL defense. Gagne brought it in, couldn't get through though, and a race for the puck as Miller's got it on the left wing. Glendening trying to catch up. Miller driving the goal. Mike Smith the save. Oh, another whack at it. Glendening had a chance too, and Smith held his ground.
About to get a tripping penalty behind the play. Glendening as he was scampering back up into the Coyotes defenseman.
Gagne put it toward the net. There to retrieve it was Glendening, but it didn't get out. Back to the line it came for Stone. To the other side now for Yandel. He leads all NHL defensemen with 33 assists, does Yandel. Back in front, well set up, and the shot just went wide of the goal, and it was Marty Erat. Off the stick, and a good diving play by Glendening to force it at the line on Gagne.
Needed a change. Desperation effort play by Glendening.
Nyquist out of the box. So Arizona 0 for 1. On their power play is the Red Wing penalty killing, which was perfect in Denver. First time in 8 games, Red Wing penalty killing unit was perfect. Not allowing a power play goal against. David Moss racing in there, prevented an icing. Came loose in front of the goal, is checked at the last second was Chipchura, as Datsuk was on him, and the Red Wings recovered.
Good regroup there.
Datsuk, nice feed in for Helm, drives the goal, Helm right in, pulls it back, and a good play to stay with him by Oliver Ekman-Larsson, but you can see the confidence that Darren Helm has just to make that play. Turning to get away from a check was DeKeyser, who got one ahead for Helm. Gets it into Coyote territory. Datsuk got bumped. Tried to send it in deeper, didn't work. And Arizona just sends it back to the Red Wing end. Quincy's got it. Puck into the Detroit zone as Brendan Smith goes to get it. Smith on defense with Alexei Marchenko. Nyquist coming in. Nyquist goes wide, and a spin-around shot deflected high and off the glass and just caught the protective netting off the stick of goaltender Mike Smith.
Ken, you were commenting up to the minute in terms of the penalty kill. Over 70%. It was about 65% thereabouts in January. So in Denver, here in Phoenix, back at it. Good job by Peter Mrazek making the one quality save required. You can see the special teams all season long, one side or the other, been carrying this team to some degree.
2 good face-off teams. Detroit 4th in the league, Arizona 5th. Puck is kept in as Weiss goes over to get it. Got checked. Glendening chipped it. It came off the dasher and deflected out to center. Turning on an open wing is Erat tried to get that puck. He couldn't, and Marchenko moved it. Ahead for Glendening. Boy, a righty to a righty. It's so rare on this team. Weiss going in there. Got position on Yandel, who came up with it and moved it for Michael Stone. On a back pass for Yandel. Into the Detroit end goes Antoine Vermette. As Darren spoke of, Vermette will be a prime target for the March 2nd trade deadline for a number of teams. A big centerman who will be an unrestricted free agent. Moving the puck was Campbell into the corner. Joachim Anderson got checked in there by Tobias Reeder, number 8 for the Coyotes. Coming up with it is Anderson. Then was checked. Stolen in front, and Yurko. A shot just went wide. Boy, plenty of red and white in this crowd here tonight. Red Wing supporters as Doan got checked at the line, back in along with Reeder. Mrazek, good puck handling netminder ahead for Jonathan Eriksson, whose father Sven never misses a Red Wing game, and he doesn't record them. He watches them live in Sweden. He'll get up at 1 in the morning or 2, whatever it is. He'll watch the game, go back to bed at 5, and go off to work at 7. Had a nice chat with Sven this morning, and he loves watching them live. He can't help himself because he'll find the score on social media beforehand and doesn't want to do that, would rather see it. So big viewer of Fox Sports Detroit over in Sweden.
Days of tape delay and not knowing the outcome, long gone.
Yeah, that's right. Helm over here for Tatar. Back for Datsuk. Hit a body. And it was a Coyote body that allowed Reeder to shoot it in, and they're going to call interference. And it's just a second late. Brendan Smith says no, shouldn't have been, but it was. Well, we'll have that penalty when we come back, and Peter Mrazek's fine play with Darren Elliott in a moment.
Here in Phoenix, we've talked a lot about Peter Mrazek and his puck handling capabilities. This is a pretty simple play, but it leads to an easy out for the Red Wings, not to be overlooked. But in Denver, second half of the game, only 7 shots on goal. Part of it because of the inability for the Ads to get in on the forecheck. A big part of that was the execution, but a bigger part of that was Peter Mrazek and his excellence in making reads and handling the puck. Helped on his defense, helped put wins in the column. Now he's going to have to help his team do that. Second penalty kill situation for Mrazek.
Coming off a third shutout of the season for the Red Wings by 3 different goaltenders. Gustafsson, Howard, and Mrazek, all with shutouts of the 3 that the Red Wings have, as that puck is up and out of play. 2 wins last season came by shutout for Peter Mrazek in the 9 games he played with the Red Wings. Won his NHL debut with the Wings back in 2013 at St. Louis.
Nothing but win.
Yep. And probably feeling much better now with the last 2 in the way that he's won rather than the previous 4 games when the Red Wings were winning but struggling a bit. Here's Ekman Larsson. Always dangerous, number 23. Erat threw it back to the line to Yandel. Walks the line. Keeps on coming. Save Mrazek. Rebound Ekman Larsson. Back for Keith Yandel. Gagne set up in the slot with it. Yandel, Ekman Larsson. Shot sailed wide. Big screen in front put in there by Lauri Korpikoski. Ekman Larsson behind Glendening for Sam Gagne. Back for Ekman Larsson. Back for Ekman Larsson, and Gagne in to get it. Back to the point. Ekman Larsson to Gagne. Missed the target.
Shot.
Tobias Reeder, good young 2-way player, number 8 out there. Yandel. Ekman Larsson. Shot went high. Back to the point to Yandel, and Mrazek's got it, gobbles it up, no rebound, holds on. Well, Oakland University brings you the scouting report on the goal differential, and look at those drastic numbers at even strength play, whether it be 5-on-5 or 4-on-4, and how the Coyotes have struggled and the Red Wings have not.
No, the power play, as we said, prolific for a team that struggles to score, but you can see an even strength in the style they play. They pack it in. They don't ever take chances offensively. And it's interesting that they engage your defense in the attack a lot, but they have a defenseman leading their team in scoring that shows you that they're not getting enough production from their forwards.
Back to the point here for Yandel. Into the skates of Tobias Reeder, but he did manage to keep it alive. Off the stick of Stone, carried away by Helm. Helm going to the goal and couldn't get around Yandel in a fine defensive play. Shane Doan back to get it. And those numbers we showed you, the vast discrepancy at even strength for Arizona, second worst in both departments, 29th in the league to only Buffalo. So the Red Wings back at even strength here. 0 for 2 on the power play is Arizona. Doan's got that puck. Angled off the kick plate to the line to Ekman Larsson, but it was blocked by Anderson, who should be able to send Smith away, but a nice play by Ekman Larsson, the fine Swedish defenseman, reminiscent right there of an active stick of former number 5, Nick Lidstrom.
Ekman Larsson, I don't want to put the super in front of the star. He's certainly a star, but he has the capabilities to be a superstar.
Here comes Zetterberg, speaking of one. Zetterberg back to the goal in front of the net for Abdelkader, and he couldn't finish, he got checked. Yes, and of all those players who may be available for Arizona, Oliver Ekman Larsson is one who isn't.
Right. For good reason.
Oh, yeah. This team will be in the midst of a rebuild here.
They're missing their 2 best forwards. Part of their offensive woes. Michael Bottker, Martin Hanzal, both out. That doesn't help at all, obviously.
Datsuk check. David Moss, a Livonia native. Went through Smith's skates. Centered back by Bolduc. Back of the net it comes for McMillan. He couldn't get out front. But then Brandon McMillan stole that puck again. The Coyotes, although they do have some injuries, and Michael Bodker and Martin Hansel are giving some youngsters the opportunity to try to crack their lineup and to show GM Don Maloney and company what they can do. Bolduc having a few words there with Thomas Tatar. As this is a rebuilding stage for this organization, who will be below 500 for the first time in 6 seasons. And remember, Mike Ribeiro was bought out. Radim Verbata left as an unrestricted free agent. So they lost a lot of offensive skill too.
They did. And they've had so much turmoil off the ice in terms of the franchise. In rebuild mode yet again, seemingly. It's always been pieced together. They only have 7 guys in the lineup who were drafted by them. And that shows you that it's been just a work in progress. They really haven't been able to execute any kind of long-term plan.
But they've been better lately. Tatar threw it back to the line. The shot, Cronwall. He's got that. 3-1-1 their past 5 games. Winning the second game back here after a road trip. Lost here a few nights back to Carolina in a shootout. The Red Wings, they've won their past 2 games.
They just haven't gotten the goaltending. Mike Smith has been less than consistent. But as you mentioned, 40-save performance his last outing. If he comes up large for them, the way they check, it could be dangerous.
Here comes Reeder, but the play went in offside. Well, a picture can be worth 1,000 words. The dads know all about that, and more on that when we return. Red Wings nor the Coyotes skated here this morning, but the Red Wings made sure that everybody gathered for the team picture. This is the annual Fathers Mentors trip. Those without dads or those who didn't come can bring a friend, and isn't that great? Mike Babcock, whose dad is home in Saskatoon, couldn't make the trip. He had a friend meet him here in Arizona today, but a great time. And Michael Shahan, Riley's father, telling me today how great it is. And sure, he was around him in Notre Dame, but never just to, when he says, when Riley tells me stories about some of the players and how funny they are and great they are, and then to be seen be with their dads and say, oh, that's where he gets the humor from, and just to be the inside track that way, that's what he, for one father, loves about this time to be with the kids.
And for us, getting to know the dads just a little bit, see him in the lobby, talking to him a little bit, it provides great insight. And from a team standpoint, Ken, just builds that bond of family.
Shot by Reeder. And that'll be held by Mrazek, so a face-off coming up to his right. And one of those dads I spoke to, I mentioned Sven Eriksson earlier today. I asked him, I said, so you were the head coach when Jonathan Eriksson was discovered by the Red Wings on defense? He said, yes, we had a lot of injuries. I was coaching the team in Sweden. I said, Jonathan, do you mind going back to play defense? And Håkan Andersson, the Red Wings super scout in Europe, happened to be there that day looking at another Swedish center on the other team. And he saw Jonathan, and he called Sven 3 days later and said, I'd like to talk to you about your son. When Jonathan got home, Sven told him. Jonathan didn't believe him, but the Red Wings were interested. And he said, well, now you'll play defense the rest of the year. He said, yes, I will.
And it went on more than just a season.
Yeah, that's right. And he turned out to be the last pick in the draft. I said, were you guys around to even know about the draft or watch it? He said, no, not a clue about it. And the last pick, and look where he's come. So you never know. Timing's everything. And that day certainly was. See, it helps to have your dad as a head coach sometimes.
Sometimes it does.
Yes.
Timing always helps, that timing on your side.
Helm stumbled, but did get the puck in deep. He'll go have that skate check maybe by Paul Boyer. Ekman Larsson got tied up by Brendan Smith. Sent in by Mrazek. Smith's got it. Checked by Erad. Stephen Weiss. Through the middle. Sheahan able to catch up to that puck. Dropped it back for Weiss. Return feed. Sheahan got held in there. No arm in the air, though. Then Bolduc, look at the elbows he's throwing around. One into Sheahan, one into Weiss. Alexander Bolduc, playing just his second game of the season, has a lot of energy. A little hold on Weiss there. Sheahan back for him. Weiss still on that puck. For Sheahan again. To the line to Marchenko. Waited too long to shoot that. Off a stick, off the glass, into the netting, and a stop in play. Rick Nash and the New York Rangers return to the Joe Wednesday, March 4th for an exciting Original Six matchup against your Red Wings. Limited tickets remain, so get yours today. Call 313-471-7575 now. Ticket executives are standing by, and the Rangers are in a world of hurt right now without their star netminder.
Henrik Lundqvist out at least 3 weeks, could be longer. Wonder if they'll get the kind of production from Cam Talbot that the Red Wings have been fortunate enough to get from Peter Mrazek.
Nashville beat the Rangers this afternoon.
Pekka rounding back into form.
He was entitled to one night off
Yes,
his
he
first
was.
game back. Yeah.
Yes, he was.
Andy de Kaiser checked.
This was a football game. They just had the Super Bowl here.
Yes.
There's been a lot of play between the 20s in this first period. Just a lot of play in mid-ice. Not much zone time. That last shift by Shane and Weiss. They controlled the puck a little bit. The offense is up, but not much coming of it. A patient game when you play the Coyotes. There's no other way around it.
Quincy's pass failed to click with Zetterberg, but they say he got a piece of it, so there is no icing. Turning is Ekman Larsson, 23-year-old. 7 game-winning goals this season, tied for first in the NHL.
3 in overtime.
His 12 game-winning goals the past 2 years, 4th most. Right in, big save by Mrazek. Good stop right there, Lesio in behind. So mark that one down on a big save by Peter Mrazek and off the icing, but Lucas Lesio, second-round pick in 2011, had a great chance, Darren.
Hey, staying with the football analogy, how about rushing the passer? The passer was Cronwall. There's a little bit of a bull rush. Jumped on him before he could get to it. And Mrazek, Besser with the right pad. Excellent save, timely.
So that was a goal line stand there.
It was.
See, he didn't pass.
No.
No.
He did not.
No?
Not on the 1 yard line.
Lesio back to get it. Nice back check coming on him. Turning there is Jurko. Well, the reason his plus-minus is so good on this team. Smart two-way player, Thomas Jurko.
An applicator with both the +8.
Yeah. Here's Tatar. Finds Brendan Smith, slashed at, tripped up, penalty coming in the slot. And Datsuk over top of the net, delayed call here against Arizona. So the Red Wings will go to a power play presented by Bell Tire, and you're watching Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire.
This game break is brought to you by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. They sold tickets to an outdoor game in Chicago. Western up 4 in the third, but they get a goal, down 4 in the third, but they get a goal here to cut it within 1 with 45 seconds remaining. However, the comeback attempt ends up short. Miami of Ohio wins this one. The final, 4-3 at Soldier Field. Back to you guys in Arizona.
And here at Gila River Arena, just under 18,300, which would be a sellout. However, because of variable pricing, this game, Darren, here tonight is huge.
Highest grossing regular season game since they moved to Glendale in 2003. Part of their strategy.
Red Wings on a Bell Tire power play. As Zetterberg went back to the line, Cronwall is shot and held by Smith. And many of those who bought the tickets here tonight are wearing red and white sweaters, all part of this highest grossing game in their regular season history.
Well, that's part of the strategy. You're in these kinds of markets, you have to understand that other teams, popular teams like the Red Wings, are going to be part of your crowd mix, and you have to plan for it, and they did well here. Red Wing faithful here, they used to be part of the Western Conference. Now you only get to come here one time, so it's a coveted ticket, and thus the variable pricing.
And March 24th, these two teams will meet again at Joe Louis Arena for the second meeting of the season. And that'll be well after the trade deadline, so we'll see how different these Coyotes will look then. And perhaps the Red Wings may be a little different too. We'll see. That comes up on March 2nd. Vermette's got that puck and clears it. Red Wings' first power play of this game. Arizona is 0 for 2.
Arizona hasn't been good on their season numbers on the penalty kill, but in the last 6 weeks, much, much better.
Just one power play goal against their past 5 games. They are 29th, though, in the league at home. Red Wing power play, best in the NHL. 3 for 6 their past 2 wins. Tatar got a piece of that and a save by Smith. Tatar back for Datsyuk. To the line, kept in to Kaiser. For Pavel Datsyuk. Swings it back. De Kaiser didn't one-time it. Tatar does. Out in front. Loose puck. Bodies in front. His helmet a chance. Tatar for De Kaiser. To Datsyuk. In front. Shane looking for a tip. Tatar. Great diving play to keep it alive. And the big paddled stick of Datsyuk. Got it over. Tatar. Tried to go back for De Kaiser. It'll advise. And Arizona's Kyle Chipchura sent it down the ice.
The power play, after that, we showed you the graphic. First 11 games or so, not very good. Tremendous since then, and we saw a lot of reasons why. Execution and effort. He plays alive.
And Justin Abdelkader had a big power play goal. Was the winning goal against Colorado. And now the Coyotes at full strength. So the Red Wings 0 for 1 on their power play. As McMillan got it back to the blue line, and Yandel shot one through, waiting for a screen. None developed, and Mrazek held on.
Okay, so sometimes your power play doesn't score, but it can really kickstart your offense. And we're going to show you why the power play has been so good this year. Excellent execution. The passing was on a string. Getting shots to the net. Swarming the net. Coming up with loose pucks. And they always are outnumbering at the puck. Great retrieval again. Effort. Keeping it alive. Resetting. Getting more looks. And they've had a power play goal in 11 of the 17 games since the 0-4-2 streak. 13-4 their record. That was that unfortunate streak that ended December 21st when they started winning again. They lost 4 in the shootout. Oh, but 0-4-2. Kind of a strange 6-game streak.
Yet, as we say, the Red Wings and Nashville, the only 2 teams in the league that haven't lost 2 in a row in regulation. So more or less pretty darn consistent as we look at our Flag Star Bank Star watch on road games this season. 12 goals for Thomas Tatar and 10 for Justin Abdelkader.
12 of his 22 and 10 of his 12. Those guys like playing on the road.
Well, they'll get a good taste of that this month. Because those 2 home games for Detroit, that is it for this month of February. With the games against Montreal and Winnipeg. Winnipeg on the 14th, Montreal on the 16th, the Joe. Another icing coming up here. This face-off back in the Coyote zone. Red Wings will have some time off before traveling to Pittsburgh on Wednesday, and that'll be on the network that night from Pittsburgh, and then we'll rejoin you from the Joe on Valentine's Day. The Winnipeg Jets coming to town. Evander Kane out for the year with shoulder surgery. They've been going so well, the Jets, and see how that develops from here on.
Trying to make the playoffs for the first time since they relocated from Atlanta.
Those are good old days for you, aren't they? Here's Sheahan.
Old days.
Old days. Sheahan circles the goal. Intercepted as Doan brought it to center, and he was checked on the way back by Glendening. Glendening up along with Weiss. Coyotes in the midst of a change. Oh, good redirect by Weiss. Neatly set up by Glendening, and a terrific stop by Mike Smith. Stephen Weiss back of the net. To the line, Quincy. Back in, blocked. Sheahan, Glendening to Weiss in his skates. Couldn't find it. Andrew Campbell did. He was checked. To the line for De Kaiser. Back in for Weiss. Back for Sheahan. He was covered. And Arizona's Vermette just bats it down the ice. He'll force Mrazek. And Weiss will play it back.
Sorry, another good shift by that line, though. Sheahan, Weiss, and Glendening in the offensive third.
One last rush here for Detroit. Helm. And up and out of play after the shot block with 6 8/10 to go in period 1.
And here's how that shift gets going. Good back pressure again by Glendening. Forces a turnover, quick regroup, and watch number 90, middle of your screen. He's just driving the lane. Stick on the ice. Mike Smith, excellent save, but another fine job by that line.
Red Wings win the faceoff. It was blocked, though, by Korpikoski. That seemed to hurt him. So 20 minutes in the books here. Shots 11-7 favor Detroit. Our Ram intermission report will examine the Red Wings breakout. John Keating here with us tonight. We'll guest with Darren Helm. Chris Osgood and Trevor Thompson are in our studio. Gila River Arena in Glendale, Arizona, as the teams make their way back onto the ice for the start of period number 2. Stay tuned to Red Wings Live following the game, where we'll select the Fox Sports Detroit Red Wings player of the game, presented by Single, Double, and Triple Cheeseburgers from McDonald's. This is the annual Father's Trip for the Red Wings. It was back during the lockout season. Ken Holland cut an article out of the Hockey News noticing that Calgary had taken their dads for a 2-day trip one night, presented it to Mike Babcock. The rest, they say, is history, and Mike Babcock couldn't be happier about it.
Time of year you really look forward to. It's a way to share your life with your dad. It's a way to give thanks to your parents for what they've done for you. And, I always had a great relationship and still do great friendship with my dad, and I always dreamed and prayed that I'd have the same time with my son, and I'm fortunate to have that. So when these guys are here and I stand back and watch them and their bond and their respect and us they have with their dad, it's a special, special thing.
We've had the pleasure in past years of conversing with Mike Sr. back home in Saskatoon, and couldn't make the trip, so yeah, and it's, as we say, really neat just seeing all the dads get to know one another. They appreciate it and get to know the kids and see what everyone's doing. Great time.
And you hear Coach Babcock talk about it, and you can see with so much, almost with reverence for what goes into making a hockey player, Pavel Datsyuk and anybody else who gets to this level. And the commitment of the families to get them there, the pride, now they're all Red Wings family.
So, second period as Vermette gets that draw from Datsyuk, and we are underway. And Tobias Reeder went up there. Came off the glass. Helm chased it. Bumped Zbynek McCulloch. Puck's loose, and Tatar got there first. And giving it to Helm with McCulloch back. Helm shoots in and goes after it himself. And as good as Peter Mrazek is playing the puck at one end, so is Mike Smith at the other. That went off the skate, and Doan's got it.
One of the best. One of the things that's impressed me about Mrazek, it's not just his ability to shoot the puck up the ice, it's his decision-making in and around his net. Smith is more noteworthy for he actually scored a goal, his ability to shoot.
Game loose for Zetterberg. Left there by Datsyuk for him. The Euro Twins out there for a moment together. As Datsyuk hasn't changed yet, thinking about it, but Zetterberg still got the puck. Back to the line to Quincy, and a shot just wide. Now Pavel goes to the bench. Knockdown was Nyquist on the way onto the ice. Red Wing fans, and there are plenty of them here, wanted a call. Plays onside for Abdelkader. And got checked in the corner by Moss. A big body comes to Quincy. Shot to the goal. Bad save made by Smith. Korpikoski goes for it. And now taken and sent to center by Andrew Campbell. That went off Sheahan. He was checked by Moss. Reversed back there by Connor Murphy. To the line. Marchenko couldn't keep it in. Thought he did. He did not. And the faceoff coming up. Look at Gus Nyquist. Your local Toyota dealers brings you the report card on Gus, who recorded his 100th career point in his 148th National Hockey League game in Denver. The fastest Red Wing since Slava Kozlov to the century mark. And when you look at the comparison numbers to Henrik Zetterberg and Pavel Datsyuk, look at that. He's there quicker, just by a bit, but it bodes well for the future.
Well, it puts it in an enormous context. To say he has 100 points in 148 games, yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, but that's faster in the Red Wing culture than even those two guys. That says something.
Sheahan out with Glendening and Weiss. Red Wings with the same lineup that they used the other night in Denver. Good play coming back defensively by Sheahan. Puck to the net and a save by Mrazek. Brendan Shinneman looking for a puck. Weiss will shoot it in. Glendening first in. Back for Weiss. Glendening grabs that loose puck. For Stephen Weiss again, back of the net. To the line for Marchenko. Moved it quickly to Smith. Sheahan was held up. Fought off the check of Michael Stone. Weiss and Glendening look for it. Glendening still battling, and Marchenko couldn't keep it in. Going after it was Lesio, but Smith got there first. Pass out of Alexei Marchenko's reach. He was playing his third consecutive game. He's coming in for Xavier Ouellet, who is on the trip with his father, Bob. Here's Erat. Shooting one off a skate and wide. Yurko with Connor Murphy backpedaling. Giving it to Joachim Anderson. Miller to the goal. Late man coming. Kronwall saves Smith.
Love seeing Kronwall jump up like that. That's an excellent save by Smith. He's been sharp. Big man in goal. Plays deeper than anybody in the game today.
Marty Erat turned it over. Datsuk got it across, and the shot blocked off Miller's stick. Helm out of that crowd with the puck as Datsuk helped create a pick for him. Helm was pushed off the puck but stayed with it. To the line for Quincy. Across to Kaiser. The shot off a skate and just wide of the goal. Quincy failing the first time. They'll try it again. Off the back of the net, off the Kaiser's attempt.
I thought he was at Joe's Arena for a second with all the jerseys. Then he realized when the puck deadened on the boards, he's not there.
Helm from his knees passed in front. Tatar had gone the other way. Quincy tied up Reeder. As Danny the Kaiser. Back for Quincy. On to Datsuk. Stripped to the puck. Murphy's got it. Connor Murphy couldn't clear it. Now it went to Tobias Reeder. Former Edmonton fourth-round pick for Vermette. And a save by Peter Mrazek.
Excellent look. Kenny, we were talking about Antoine Vermette. Gifted offensively, good defensively, a real attribute in the face-off circle, over 56%. He's a three-zone player, depth guy for a contending team, absolutely.
And seventh best, as you mentioned, 56% on face-offs. And Antoine Vermette, 6'1" centerman. And a lot of teams will be looking for him. Previously played with Ottawa and Columbus before becoming a Coyote. Big hit thrown by Abdelkader. Ekman Larsson didn't like it. This will be icing. And they're coming together at center now. He did not like the way Abdelkader finished the hit, did Ekman Larsson. Then McCulloch coming in on Abdelkader, but you don't want Ekman Larsson being able to jump up into a play. You got to finish the hits on him. 25 points and leading all NHL defensemen in goals with 15. You don't want him anywhere near the rush.
Lower left of your screen, there's the hit, there's the finish. I don't know what Ekman Larsson's so upset about. You cut him off at the pass. Here comes the hit right into your living room. Come on.
Nothing wrong with it.
As you said, you want to cut his path off so he doesn't make that pass and jump up the ice. Abdelkader playing exactly how you're supposed to. Ekman Larsson didn't like it. I like McCulloch's move. He comes in because you don't want him off the ice. So this guy plays 25 minutes a night. Abdelkader, all-purpose player.
The other night in Denver, Abdelkader scored his fourth game-winning goal of the season. He had 3 all of last year. Referees working the game tonight, Eric Furlat and Graham Skilleter. Puck went off Sheahan. Now back to the line, and the shot by Marchenko hit a body. Sheahan came up with it back of the net. Some good work out front. Great stick work there by Riley Sheahan as he got that puck from Kyle Chipchura. Brendan Smith back for Sheahan again. Bending off McCulloch. Smith to recover, knocked down by Chipchura. Coming back on the play was Glendening to help break it up.
Work by that line. That trio has held the puck in the zone more than most. Glendening and Weiss.
Going back to get it is Jonathan Ericsson. Lead pass for Miller. Joachim Anderson goes for it. Smith mishandled it. Anderson's got it. Joachim Anderson went back to the line. Kronwall safely to the other corner. Thomas Yurko turning out of that corner with it. Played it back there. Managed to get to Drew Miller back of the net. Chased by Vermette. Miller sent it back to the line here to Ericsson toward the goal. Now hustling over to get it is Yurko. Vermette forced him wide, hacking at him, slashing at him. Good hustle again. Look at the takeaway, winning the battles here. As Miller got it, then second man in is Yurko. Ericsson, that big body kept it in. Finally, Arizona sending it to no one in particular just to get a change going. Great pressure.
Red Wings have been very impressive. Consistency because of their ability to do those kinds of things. This is not their style of game per se, but they're playing their brand of hockey. You have to win more board battles against a team like Arizona.
A shot by Tatar will be held by Mike Smith. You're watching Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire.
Here we are in Glendale, Arizona. Here's our today's fun fact brought to you by Southgate Lincoln. They're tearing down from the festivities. Super Bowl has been here 3 times in Glendale. Number 30, number 42, number 49.
And looking to have it again, the rumor is, in 2020. Now, the weather wasn't great the past week until really Super Bowl Sunday, but our hotel, which is right next to here, the Gila River Arena and the stadium, it was just jammed. I shown at the hotel today just pictures of the people in the lobby and the restaurants. It was you couldn't move, and they just had a great time.
PGA had an event. Phoenix as well at the same time. The stadium was jam-packed, and he said 2020.
They're trying.
Super Bowl 54, I believe. Math is correct.
Take your word for it. Math is not my strong suit. Datsuk back to the line and out of DeKeyser's reach. Mrazek left it for him. For Quincy. Bouncing puck. Kept in front. Oh, and tipped. And just over top, David Moss thought he had one. The former Michigan Wolverine playing in his 472nd NHL game tonight.
Scored his first goal of the season to tie the game. The last game against the Carolina Hurricanes. Excellent guy. Grew up in Livonia, played for Catholic Central. Red Wings fan. And another local product, Danny DeKeyser. Excellent stick taken away from David Moss.
Free agent signing in 2012. Draw one here by the Coyotes. Shot by Murphy went wide. Connor Murphy back to get it. 20th overall pick in 2011. Spent a couple of years in Ann Arbor with the U.S. National Team Development Program. And has had so many National Hockey League players. Turned over inside the line. Bolduc played it back. And then the shot was blocked off Brandon McMillan. Nyquist knocked off stride, but keeps on going. Pulls it back, shoots one. And bowled over with Smith. The net is off. They think the Red Wings helped force that with the defenseman going into Smith.
They want Applicator anyway.
Yep.
Just an agitator in this one, the last 2 shifts. That's okay. He leads the team in hits, 100 coming in to this game. He didn't do anything there except do what he's supposed to do, just like the play in the corner on Ekman Larsson. A little bit touchy, these Coyotes, for a team that's so down in the standings. Off their game a little bit easy, in my mind.
Well, to prevent stuff like this, and now Applicator still with Bolduc, and they've only taken 1 out.
Right.
So they took Campbell for roughing, and that's it. And that's how to quell these, is just take 1 out of the crowd.
And again, Applicator's playing hard hockey. The reaction to the Coyotes is over the top in my mind, and you hope to make them pay on the power play coming up right now. Second power play opportunity for the Red Wings. Had real good puck movement on the first. In the first, see if they can find the back of the net this time.
Red Wings win the faceoff. Bell Tire power play here, their second opportunity of the night. Tatar couldn't get it deep. Campbell in the box for roughing. Paveldatsyuk into the Coyote end. Off a boot, and it didn't get out, but then Arizona misfired there. Sheahan shoot, scores! Riley Sheahan with a blast! And it's 1-0, a power play goal. And listen to this crowd, the majority of which it seems are Red Wings supporters.
We showed in the first period, the first power play, the extra effort to keep plays alive. It happened again. Coyotes have full possession of the puck 5 feet from the blue line. The Red Wings keep it in. Vermette turns it over. Datsyuk, don't give him 2 looks on the backhand. Cross, feathery pass. There's the play. And then to the spot goes Sheahan. We see his hands dishing pucks. He absolutely rockets that puck over the glove hand of Smith. 9th of the season. I told you Smith is down and deep. He was too deep from that distance for my liking.
Out at center for Miller. Red Wings with too many men on the ice. They caught him in a change. Red Wings are going to be shorthanded here after just getting a power play goal.
Here's that play again. It comes up the boards. The flip play, Tatar bats it out of the air. The turnover, the backhand pass, and the bomb, and the lead.
And Riley Sheahan, every point Riley Sheahan gets, he sends $100 to the Michigan Humane Society Rescue Program. So they're the beneficiaries of this. They put up a photo on their website with Riley and a puppy. It was gone within hours. And Riley gets over there quite a bit just to be with the animals over there. Such a great cause, and another $100 right there from a beautiful goal from Riley Sheahan.
In the face-off circle now, loses a draw. Yurko in the box.
So too many men here. The Red Wings try to kill this. And without a glove is Glendening. Not good for a shot blocker. Now he goes to pick it up. He's got it back on. Kick that side of the goal. Kronwall. Man advantage here for the Coyotes as Ekman Larsson comes in with it. Loose puck, Glendening getting over. Yandel kept it in, but then cleared by Kronwall down the ice. Third power play of the evening for the Coyotes. To Kaiser, left it back there. Anderson to Quincy to DeKaiser, and just like that, 3 Red Wings come to center. They've got numbers here, but Helm goes to the goal. DeKaiser took a shot that was blocked, stayed with it. Now they'll have to hurry back, but Vermette will play one to Yandel. Shane Doan getting it to Korpikoski. He was checked by Anderson. And the Red Wings Helm brings it ahead.
Your penalty for slashing on the Coyotes.
As Mrazek goes to the bench, but the whistle will go, so that'll even it up. We'll get a little 4-on-4 play here.
Outstanding penalty killing this time. Peter Mrazek didn't have much to do with it. It was everybody around him. That's full marks. Shane Doan. He got 2 minutes, but those are 2 healthy whacks with the hockey stick on the hands of Kyle Quincy. Some frustration creeping into the game of the Coyotes. The Wings can make them pay here, skating at even strength, yet in a 4-on-4 configuration. Excellent penalty kill. Forwards pressing, defensemen reading and supporting.
So 4-on-4 situation here. Brendan Smith blocked her aside by Mike Smith. Henrik Zetterberg left it along the wall. Kronwall busting the goal. And just checked before he could get a backhand on net. Nyquist. Checked by Stone. Retrieved by Arizona as Erat got it back. Marty Erat coming in. No one there. And off the bench, Pavel Datsyuk has to hustle back as his pass attempt hit Chipchura. Red Wings on their third Bell Tire power play of this game. They are 4 for their past 8. Best in the National Hockey League, 48 power play goals. DeKeyser took a shot, hit the goal post. He rattled the right post. Did DeKeyser. Smith never saw it. McCulloch will send it 200 feet.
It's a good decision to fling the Frisbee from the blue line. Got it all the way through to the net. DeKeyser a little unlucky to hit the iron.
Shane missed it. It'll roll down to Smith. One goaltender to another. And he'll play it right back from whence it came. Now Mrazek. That went goalie to goalie to goalie.
Two good puck handlers that we talked about.
Brought in Tatar. Looks wide open. Oh, and the pass back to Anderson. And a great chance for Kronwall to shoot, but he chose not to.
Would have been a beautiful setup and goal. Would have been a slam dunk, but never got to the net as a result.
Carried back in by Anderson. Seeing some power play time here. That is now over. Doan out of the box. So the Red Wings 1 for 3 on the power play this evening. Stolen by Yurko. Deflects over for Shane Doan. Doan with 11 goals, 28 points in the season, and this is 19th year, as we mentioned. Yurko carries in a backhander off the outside of the goal. Jonathan Ericsson had it go off his body as Marchenko is back. Ericsson played it to the middle. Zetterberg left it there and has to go back to get it. Abdelkader was checked by Stone. Zetterberg threw a couple of Coyotes to center. Off his stick, Nyquist had to wait for the captain to get onside, then fires in. Stone going back to Yandel. Back for Stone, missed it. That's Sam Gagner, who tied an Oilers franchise record in his time there a few years ago with 8 points in a game. 4 goals and 4 assists did Gagner have. It was on this night, on February 7th, that Daryl Sittler set the all-time record. This will be icing with 10 points in a game, 6 goals, 4 assists against the Boston Bruins is what Daryl Sittler managed. The anniversary of that, and what a night he had with Edmonton. And to think about it, Darren, Sam Gagner came from Tampa Bay with B.J. Crombeen, who's a healthy scratch tonight, for only a 6th-round pick.
He's a good player, maybe not the player that when they drafted the Edmonton Oilers thought he would be. I played with his dad, Dave Gagner, in Team Canada in 1984. Dave Tippett was our captain of that team.
Wow.
Some lineage there.
Yeah. Point for Murphy, block. Over to get it is Reeder. Back for Murphy. Smith tying up Shane Doan. Reeder can't get through. Marchenko tied him up well enough. Saved by Mrazek, a piece of that puck. Shane left it in the middle for Smith. Off the skate of Glendening. A sign for the Red Wings to change as Mike Smith moved it ahead. Tobias Reeder. Industrious worker couldn't come up with the puck there as it came back to center.
Dave Tippett loves Reeder, but probably sees a little bit of himself in Reeder. Toby Reeder, he's a hard-working player that keeps getting more and more responsibility because he's good without the puck. Showing that he can do some things with it as well.
Marty Erat shoots it in. Came over in a deal from Washington after he was sent by Nashville to the Capitals for Philip Forsberg. What a deal that was for the Predators in the Erat trade. Tatar was checked. Erat watches Datsyuk out there, but it's brought back in by McMillan. And getting over was Datsuk to prevent a shot on goal and then push the puck into the corner. Chipchura was checked. Jonathan Ericsson, a good play. Yandel just got the blade of his stick in to keep it in. Datsuk in a perfect spot again. David Moss checked there by Ericsson. Two big bodies in the corner, and who's got it but Datsuk, but Chipchura stole the puck from him. Turned over and a save by Mrazek. Tatar has to get this puck out. He didn't. Now it came out to center.
All this because Tatar got stripped of the puck inside the offensive blue line.
So the Red Wings, just over 5 to go in period 2, have the lead. Gordie Howe from last night when we come back. Thanks to our friends at Sportsnet and our former producer Gord Cutler. Pictures you won't see anywhere else from last night at the Kinsman Sports Celebrity Dinner. The amazing thing is Gordie Howe here in Saskatoon walked through all those tables. Yes, it took some time, but able to do it. And look who was there from Bobby and Brett and Mark and Marty and Murray. And Gordie was just in great spirits. He loved it. It was a fantastic night. As we say, upwards of more than 1,500 people there. And Wayne Gretzky finished the night by saying he was and is and always will be the greatest of all time.
Coming from the great one.
And while you saw Bobby and Brett there, you maybe didn't notice Dennis, who apparently brought the house down. Dennis, one of the greatest after-dinner speakers you will ever hear. Funny as can be. And Gordie was giving thumbs up to the jokes, and it just made everybody laugh. And Kelly Chase did a great job as MC. So Kinsman Sports Celebrity Dinner, they honored Gordie Howe in Saskatoon last night.
And if you want to read a phenomenal piece, Elliot Friedman from Sportsnet.
Yes.
Or their website.
Brings a tear to your eye, doesn't it?
It really did. It was poignant, well written. Elliot's work is always top notch. It was special for him, you could tell.
So nice to see in Gordie, and the stem cell therapy has worked so well for him. Nyquist turns with it. Abdelkader in front of Smith, now goes to the corner to try to come up with that puck. In there is Gagne. Checking is Zetterberg. Puck's underneath the skate of Abdelkader. Then Gagne and Zetterberg still fight for it. Finally came free to Yandel. The defenseman across center and in. As much as Yandel's name is talked about, can you imagine if he were a righty? Off Nyquist's skate.
He might be talked about more in Detroit.
Yes. Just behind Abdelkader off the Zetterberg attempt.
There's plenty of talk about Keith Yandel ending up somewhere else around the league, certainly.
37 points for him on the season. He's been known to have some struggles defensively, but good player and the leader in the NHL in assists. We've got a penalty coming here for hooking. 3.5 to go, second period, 1-0 Red Wings. Back in a moment.
This game break is brought to you by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Kings do the Wings a favor tonight, and just watch this. Justin Williams up the wing, a laser. That's a goal. 4-2. Kings hold on to beat Tampa today. See if the Wings can make the most of it on their end.
So updated Trevor, and this is how it looks now with the Tampa loss. So yes, the Red Wings will still have 2 in hand after tonight. But right now, they've got more than 2. They've got 4 minutes they have to kill off. 2 for hooking and 2 for unsportsmanlike conduct to Kyle Quincy.
Call him a name.
So the Coyotes working on the power play here, and it comes back to Yandel. Shoots through a crowd and deflected and off the outside of the post. Chipped in front of the net. Bouncing around there like a hot potato. Back to the line for Yandel. Trying to get over Glendening, and Mrazek got a piece of that. Drew Miller slapped at it to the line, but Yandel got over again to keep that puck in. Ekman Larsson down low, and a save made off Gagne by Mrazek.
What a read. One of the things that the Coyotes have, great mobility at the top of the blue line to keep plays alive. Just down low, high to low. Look at Mrazek's like, oh, he almost overcommitted. He read it so well. He was there and almost over-rotated because he was there so soon. Nice save. Good job, Gagne, denied on the short side by Mrazek.
2:44 left in the period, 3:14 in the penalty. The 4 minutes to Quincy. Malcolm Anderson against one of the best in the league, and Vermette, who won the draw. They say it wasn't dropped fairly. That would be the Arizona fans booing because the Red Wings would have come up with the puck. Tough to tell here.
It is.
It's a pretty even split in this crowd of just under 18,000 here tonight.
Well, you've got the traditional red and white. You've got the whatever that color is that Arizona wears. Add that to the crowd, and it really is tough to discern.
Yeah.
To go by the audio levels, and I would say the Red Wings fans in attendance far outnumber the locals.
Reeder goes after it. Anderson with a good play. And DeKeyser got it down. Mike Smith plays it himself ahead to Reeder. Cut off there by Eriksson. Back to Yandel. Point shot by Stone. He's got a good shot, but it was blocked by Drew Miller. Carried in by Glendening. Glendening got hit to the boards by Doan. 1-on-3 there. And now the Coyotes have it. Erat.
Tremendous gumption shown by Glendening. Getting under the skin of Doan. Corner work.
One penalty is over. So that'll go down as the 4th Arizona power play of the game. And now they go offside, so they're on their 5th now with 1:18 to go in the second period. Well, this month, the best drivers in the world will push themselves and their cars to the limits in the 57th running of the Great American Race. Catch the legend's last ride as Jeff Gordon begins his final year behind the wheel. The Daytona 500 begins Sunday, February 22nd at noon Eastern, only on Fox, and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Perfectly set up to Yandel. But a stick in there by DeKeyser prevented a shot, and then DeKeyser will send it down. Yandel to Vermette. Korpikoski back to Yandel. Ekman Larsson. The shot, so slowed down, and Smith cleared it. Hit a body, nearly fooled Mrazek. Lead pass again, Smith to Vermette. Waiting for company. The shot went off the glass. Ekman Larsson moving in. 35 to go in the period. Just over a minute left in this power play, the 5th of the game for the Coyotes. Back to Yandel over his stick.
Smith's so good, the defense just fanned out at the red line. They didn't even bother going back to retrieve the puck. Smith, such a good passer of the puck.
Here's Reeder. Back for Gagne. His pass was errant. Big shot brought in by Yandel. Gave it away to Miller. Couple of whacks at it. Didn't get out. Left there now, and a good second effort by Miller on Yandel. And 40 minutes have been concluded here. The Red Wings lead by 1 on the shot clock, 1 on the scoreboard. Our MGM Grand Detroit second intermission. Sheahan's goal on the power play. More on Pavel Datsyuk and more from Chris Osgood and Trevor Thompson. Year by year, you talk to people around here. A very stable franchise now with good ownership, and the crowds are picking up, and more people are moving out this way, and more people to draw from here for the Coyotes. So things are looking up. Well, get your fill of Red Wings hockey with the new Pick 3-pack starting at just $111. Choose 3 games from a pre-selected list and get purchase priority for the playoffs. To pick your 3-pack now, call 313-471-7575. Ticket executives are standing by.
Nice alliteration by you, and a nice night so far. Through 40 minutes by Riley Sheahan. Big body. busting it on the back check. Physical. Puck protection in the offensive third. Making things happen with those Shea hands. And then a laser from Riley. 1-0, that's where we stand.
Riley Sheahan showing those great hands last season. 42 games. Remember, he came up in December due to injury, played 4. He was sent back and recalled in January when Pavel Datsyuk was injured, and he hasn't looked back since. He had 9 goals and 24 points in 42 games last season. Did Riley Sheahan, and with that goal tonight, he's got 9 goals and 25 points in 52 games this season.
Now Quincy has 30 seconds remaining to serve here to start the third period.
This is the 5th power play for Arizona in the game. The Red Wings 1 for 3. And they'll start deep. Smith couldn't contain that puck, but Ekman-Larsson around for Yandel. Scooped it around the kick plate all the way to center, all the way down the ice. They say no icing. Now Mrazek will play. Wait, these two goalies go. It's like a tabletop hockey game. Goes down the ice, one to the other.
But good instance there. Mrazek, instead of going for the more showy clear on his own, nice play to the winger, and they get the clear a little bit more conventionally. His puck handling and his reads, I think, are better than Smith. Smith can sling it with the best of them.
Given away, but DeKaiser got away with that. A little delay there at the line and a smart play by Chipchura. Left there by Mrazek for Danny DeKaiser to an open wing. Ekman-Larsson couldn't keep it in though. Back for Zdeněk Michalek. Chipchura to Gagne. Sam Gagne with 9 goals in the season. Centering, hit a body. That shot went wide from Ekman-Larsson. A race for the puck, and Helm and Smith. And the goaltender got there. A little bump there as he checked Helm, who was going past. Helm back quickly to the other side to come up with the puck. And then Zetterberg muscled at the line. Did manage to keep control. Made the play just onside Nyquist. Great play. Wrist shot. And scooping that and holding it as Nyquist still battling on the near boards after taking that shot along with Connor Murphy. Well, tonight on Fox Sports Live, they got all the news from the world of sports, including upsets and top 10 college hoops. Golden State plays at the world's most famous arena. An 11-game slate in the NHL. All the highlights. Fox Sports Live on Fox Sports 1 and Fox Sports Go. Zetterberg with Nyquist and Abdelkader, Smith and Marchenko. Nyquist helped it back to the line to Smith, who now goes back to retrieve it at center. Marchenko to Abdelkader. Zetterberg got it deep. Right around here for Nyquist. Puck left there and cleared to center. And then Smith hit Zetterberg with the attempt to get it back in. Then McMillan for Arizona put it into the Red Wing end. Zetterberg sensed the check coming. Held it off. Moved neatly here in Abdelkader. 1-on-3 though. He's interfered with clearly.
Absolutely. I didn't like it when Smith did it in the first, but it's very consistent, Kenny. The puck is gone. The defender is supposed to turn and defend with your feet.
Well, Brendan Smith didn't do that.
Correct.
In the first period.
And Stone didn't either. The puck is gone. He should turn to the inside and reestablish his angle. But it's a hard habit to learn, and you have to learn it if you're playing defense in this day and age.
Dave Tippett, who got a 5-year contract extension in 2013, 3 years left on it. Power play here for the Red Wings, but it's the Coyotes who break out with it, and a backhander stopped by Mrazek, and Datsyuk was here to clear it as Vermette and Tobias Rieder were away. On the play is David Moss. Moss with Korpikoski. And the big shorty against the Red Wings in the playoffs. I think this Arizona team was in the Western Conference Final not that long ago as Smith plays it off the glass and down the ice, the 11-12 season.
Made the playoffs 3 successive years, lost to the Red Wings in back-to-back seasons, and then made the conference final as relevant as they'd ever been, even though they were league-owned.
That play goes offside. And that 11-12 season when Arizona went to the Western Conference Final, their man games opening night in the National Hockey League on defense, 3,790. This year to start the season, 1,500. So their experience in the back end is not there. That was the year, remember, they had O'Coin, Morris, Roosevelt, Klesla.
And those are all guys that can play 25 minutes apiece each if need be. They had 4 veteran horses.
And tonight, just a one-shot game here, and not many shots in this game, as you can see on your screen. Red Wings have the power play goal tonight. Zetterberg up with Nyquist and Abdelkader. Back for Kronwall, in behind Abdelkader, who let it go, allowing Zetterberg to come in to get it. For Abdelkader, back for Weiss. Softly back here to Zetterberg. Left wing half boards. Abdelkader in front. Pulled it back. Nyquist saves Smith. Rebound. And off the outside of the post by Kronwall. Weiss back to Kronwall. Weiss to Zetterberg. Slap shot blocked. Zetterberg going to get it again. Boy, they practiced that down low play. That's how Abdelkader scored his goal in Colorado. Just like that. In front, tip for him again. Abdelkader and Sheahan practiced that more than most. Knocked out of the air by Zetterberg in a good play. He got sealed to the boards though by Doan, captain on captain. And down the ice it goes. So the Red Wings could not connect on that power play. They are 1 for 4 on it. 8 of their 20 shots in this game tonight have come with the man advantage, including the one that's the difference maker right now from Riley Sheahan.
Another well-run power play. And this is a variation on the play we saw in Denver. This time it's a back pass with support at the hash marks. It's not the backhand to yourself getting into your forehand on the top of the crease. This time Abdelkader felt the pressure, put it on the tape. Second bid went off the iron.
When I was speaking with Joe Abdelkader today, Justin's dad, he said how much he really liked watching in Denver in the skate in the morning and how Justin and Riley Sheahan were both out there practicing the very play. It was neat to see my kid practice that play in the morning time after time after time as pulling it down low, and then to score that way in the game was really something.
And here's the difference. Here's the variation. Here's Denver. Top of the crease looks the same thing. It's on the opposite side. This way, it's on. Gather it on your forehand and back your way to the top of the crease. No pressure. You take it yourself. Pressure, you know you're going to have support at the hash marks.
And I guess that's what parents tell their kids all along, right? Practice makes perfect. So when you see it right before your eyes.
I saw Dad's coming in last night from the dinner. I talked to Joe. He was already on top of the Muskegon Lumberjacks final, a 3-2 loss at home. He'd already talked to General Manager John Van Beesbrook. He helped out with the Billet families and the education for all the players.
He does such a great job.
He sure does.
And your son knows that firsthand.
Firsthand, I was a junior in high school playing there. Dr. Abdelkader does so much for all the boys. I'm appreciative of what he does for my son.
Coyotes tried to get it in, couldn't hit the linesman skate, but now they'll try again. Nicklin Larson, the defenseman, had moved in on it. Taken by Weiss to center and fired right back by Michael Stone. Riley Sheahan, good move at center. Glendening put it in, whacked away by Mike Smith. Onto the stick, though, of Weiss, who made his check at center on McMillan.
Good game. The one thing, though, even though the power play was well run, they didn't extend the lead. The Red Wings, it's still a one-shot game, and that's all the Coyotes could hope for, the way they like to play.
Glendening back in front for Zetterberg, covered. De Kaiser. And Smith, strange how he backhands that puck when he catches it, isn't it? Red Wings in a 1-0 lead back in a moment.
Here we are in the third. Red Wings continue to lead 1-0, due in large part to the penalty kill in total, and Luke Glendening specifically. Perfect are they. Determined and diligent is he. We talked about in the open, everybody contributing to the winning this season. Glendening in the top 10 in time on ice, penalty kill in the National Hockey League. And here's a reason why. 1-on-3, Shane Doan, frustrated, ticked off. Glendening keeps him off the score sheet.
Zetterberg and Vermette on the faceoff. Applicator couldn't center. Murphy for the Coyotes. Then Zetterberg and Nyquist combined. Shane Doan sent in. Reeder from a sharp angle. Holding the short side was Mrazek. Zetterberg took a peek, went off the skate. Nyquist tried to get there in time, couldn't. Vermette pushed one back into his own end. And we'll get a stop in play. The Joe will host its first Big Ten men's ice hockey tournament March 19th through the 21st. Single session tickets on sale now for as low as $20. For tickets, go to olympiaentertainment.com. You and I next Friday night, will be Penn State and Michigan State from Munn on Fox Sports Detroit.
Continue to make the improvements to Munn Arena. Scoreboard. We've been advertising.
Love what they've done there. Looks great. Michigan State outdoors this weekend. Soldier.
Field.
And that game has been delayed to just before 10 Eastern. Tatar with a shot, saved by Smith.
Good save by Smith. One of his more aggressive moves near the top of the paint. He likes to lurk on the goal line. As we've commented throughout, phenomenal seasons here. Not up to par this year. Strong here tonight, as he was last game. 2-1 overtime loss. But he was great against the Red Wings last year in October, winning both games, auditioning for Team Canada with Mike Babcock, the head coach of Team Canada. It worked. He was named third netminder for Team Canada.
Yandel faked to shoot it around. It was a good play on the Coyotes' part. Puck came to the line and now sent past Kronwall. Jonathan Ericsson goes back to get it. Interesting, after the game the other night, he said Nathan MacKinnon was telling him he wanted to fight. He said, let's go, let's go. Ericsson obliged. Went to the net there and off the netting and out of play. Ericsson said, I've been hurt in fights before. That's why I didn't want to. But then he added Nathan MacKinnon, and it was his first fight of his career. He wanted to go. So he did.
And set the tone for a game that was 1-0 for most of it, with a couple of empty net goals. And after this one got gritty and grimy and stayed that way the entire way. And look at Ericsson throw the haymakers. And as somebody commented, it didn't look like it was MacKinnon's first fight. He may have wanted it. He may not want to do it again.
Here's Yurko off the boards with it to the slot. Oh, it hit the goalpost.
The third piece of iron the Wings have hit here tonight.
And it's just how Mike Smith goes to catch the puck.
He swats at it.
Almost like he swatted at that one to turn it over, and he missed it, and it hit the post. Strange to see.
It's very awkward, and I don't remember that earlier on in his career.
I don't either, but you would know better than I. Maybe that's part of the struggles, because he's been a good goaltender in the past.
Made the swing changes. We've seen how that can affect golfers. Of good reputation.
A lot affecting mine. I'll use that as an excuse. That puck's batted out of play.
There's Mike Smith And a lot of guys are moving and rotating their glove up in this position. But what he's doing, watch when the puck is delivered. As it's coming, he's moving his glove forward. That's an error. Having it up to take away the top corner is, Jimmy Howard made that adjustment this year beautifully. But to move, lunge forward, all of a sudden now the glove is descending. So the reason it's there in the first place is negated, and you're putting yourself off balance. That looks so awkward.
Saw those career numbers against the Red Wings. He won both last season. Arizona beat the Red Wings when they were known as Phoenix, 4-2 and 5-2 last season in the two meetings. This is the first of two this year.
And they're both in October, 9 days apart.
Here's Zetterberg in front. Backhanded. Nyquist just wide. Moving over was McMillan. Loose puck for Zetterberg. Checked by Bolduc, who hauled him down. That's the Red Wing fans you hear. Wanting a penalty. They battle in back of the net.
Play the puck. That's
And Erat went down.
a plea by the referee. We could hear it all the way up there. Play the puck, somebody please.
A race, and Marchenko will get there first. It will be icing. And by the way, we do have an update from Soldier. Michigan leading Michigan State 1-0 late in the first. That game was delayed due to weather concerns there, so just to keep you up track on that.
So here's Bolduc sending Zetterberg to the deck, and then it just became rugby time. And the referee, you can see him in the foreground, like over 24 Graham Skeletor. Move the puck. Bucket's loose. Puck's not moving. Puck optional hockey. Coyotes done that for years.
Tatar got taken to the boards by Bolduc. Couldn't get through. Now Campbell, Andrew Campbell, playing in his 11th career game on the Coyote blue line. Pavel Datsyuk passed it back. Helm going to get it. McCulloch staying with him, hooked him. Now there's a penalty coming. Not much doubt about that one, and it's still caught up in the paraphernalia of Darren Helm, as the late, great Danny Gallivan would have said. We'll go to break with the call right here.
Hard-hitting game. Kyle Quincy on the left, Riley Shane on the right. They've been involved in a lot of things, including the hard-hitting. Kyle Quincy on Laurie Korpikoski. Stone takes out Glendening, but does not deter him. Abdelkader on Ekman Larson, and Shane on Ekman Larson. And that's tonight's Hard Hit, brought to you by Volvo. There's Hard Hits. Knock out those dents in your Volvo. Take it to the shop.
Right on. So the Red Wings with a Bell Tire power play. Zetterberg with Nyquist and Abdelkader. Kronwall and Weiss. Off the draw, down the ice it goes, and Kronwall will get things going here in this Bell Tire man advantage, the fifth power play of the game for the Red Wings to match that of the home team.
Got to try to extend the lead here.
Kronwall fake the shot to Zetterberg. Down low, Abdelkader. There's that play we showed you. Nyquist, good stick work there to take it away from Campbell. Nyquist waits to Kronwall. Now Weiss, Zetterberg, covered by two Coyote sticks as Murphy and Vermette had theirs in there.
I wasn't trying to be Captain Obvious. Of course you're trying to extend the lead, but if you can take it out of the one-shot realm against an offensively challenged team like the Coyotes, make them have to kick a field goal to win, I think you feel pretty good about your chances if you can cash here on the power play.
Helm with Tatar and Sheahan. Sheahan, who has the power play goal tonight, intercepted. Trying to get back. Datsyuk. Oh, and shot just wide. And there's a penalty shot coming for Marty Erat.
Turnover at the top. And that's exactly what Mike Babcock says. You need a right-handed shot so you can swing it quickly across the top of the blue line. That extra little shuffle from backhand to forehand led to the turnover, and now the penalty shot.
So Marty Erat, who was much talked about again in that deal from Nashville to Washington and then acquired from Washington. Now he came to Arizona. So usually it's Jimmy Howard in goal for penalty shots more often than not. So Marty Erat against Peter Mrazek with a 1-0 Red Wing lead. Saved by Mrazek, and it stays 1-0 on the shorthanded penalty shot attempt by Erat denied.
You gotta love the kid's spunk. Never mind his skill. Excellent save, but the fire afterwards, a little goalie celebration. Erat not happy.
Well, it's the first time since Jimmy Howard stopped Dustin Brown on Halloween that a player had a penalty shot against the Red Wings. And Mrazek stops Erat to keep this 1-0 lead.
A lot of this game played just like that. 5 and 6 guys right on the rail battling for the puck.
15 remaining in the power play. Saved by Smith. Good stop there on a Kronwall shot. Zetterberg. Into the middle. Nyquist recovered the puck for Kronwall. Weiss. Kronwall. Zetterberg. Penalty over. In front. Nyquist redirect. Knocked away as Gus Nyquist hustles back to break up Murphy's attempt to get it in. Now Abdelkader. Red Wings in the midst of a change. Abdelkader alone. Circles the net. Red Wings now get into position as he fired back to the line. Quincy hit him with it. Back in through neutral ice comes Yandel. Hit a body. Stone moves up. Eriksson. He was held back there. Turning in the corner is Shinneman. Nowhere to go with it. Sent ahead for Miller. Out along with Yurko and Anderson. Came free back of the net. Coming in is Marchenko. Back of the net for Joachim Anderson. Cross-check in there by Stone. Brendan Smith with a fake to the middle on the backhand. Hit a body in front as he caught a piece of Miller before it got in on Mike Smith. Stone went to nail Drew Miller and open Brendan Smith. Firing one. Oh, and bouncing down and trying to find it. It hit Yandel before it got through to Smith, who was doing some acrobatics, hoping it might hit him on the way through.
Smith was looking rather awkward yet again.
Tap to the corner by Tatar. With help from Datsuk, knocked out to center. Just over 6 to play in the third period. Red Wings with a chance to tie Tampa for top spot in the Eastern Conference. With 2 games in hand after tonight. The Lightning right now with 3 more wins than the Red Wings. Let's go Coyotes, and the Red Wing fans try to counter. Crowd of just under 18,000 here, a near sellout. Doan to the other side, Datsuk to get it, and he's on his way. Doan coming back to chase him. Datsuk against Murphy, who made the play. Vermette gets bumped there by Eriksson. Icing will come here, back down ice. And the Red Wings will go to Pittsburgh on Wednesday. That game will be on the network, but you can join us again next Saturday when the Red Wings head home to take on Winnipeg. Our coverage begins at 6:30 with Red Wings Live on Valentine's night. Red Wings and Jets next Saturday, 6:30 on Fox Sports Detroit. Dustin Byfuglien and company. He's had a big season.
Play both forward and defense this season.
Prefer to be just a defenseman.
Yeah, he would, actually.
Yeah. Glendening nearly scooped that puck. But a bouncer to center that Doan failed to come up with. Glendening had it knocked away from him. Fired by Smith high and off the glass. Mike Smith as Brendan Smith goes back, no icing.
They didn't like Brendan Smith's route to the puck. Circuitous to say the best.
Nyquist makes the move. Backhand one. Oh, and a flick of the right pad by Mike Smith with a good save on Gus Nyquist. Campbell with a lead feed. Knocked ahead to center for Lesio. Lucas Lesio. Up along with Brendan Shinniman. Lesio kept it in. Took the shot. Mrazek deflected aside. Shinniman hit by Eriksson. Erat went over his stick. He missed the penalty shot on Mrazek. First he's faced. The shot going wide. Mrazek stopped that. Abdelkader patiently flicked it in. To get it is Yandel. For Stone. On the Red Wings side of center, sent in by the Coyotes. Yurko battling there at the line, but it's kept alive. Here's Stone, who's got a good shot. Fired one there, but off the stick and up and out of play. Red Wings clinging to a 1-0 lead here at Gila River Arena in Glendale.
Trevor Thompson with a studio update. Canadiens hosting the Devils late in the second. PK Subban finds Thomas Plekanec. He fires the slap shot home. Plekanec had 2 goals tonight. This one your game winner. 6-2 is your final in that one. We'll have out-of-town highlights from a number of games across the league, but there are still over 3 minutes left in the third back in Glendale, so let's get you to it with Ken Daniels and Darren Elliott. Guys, take it over from here.
Thanks, Trev. Big boy. Big play of the game brought to you by that guy, Peter Mrazek. To this point with 3:09 remaining, it is the play of the game. Look how far out of his crease he is. He says, all right, I'm going to take you on and challenge you. Martin Erat tries to go blocker side. Now watch his left leg. He uses it almost like a rudder. Watch out now. Okay, more pace. Okay, and then I slow down, and you're trying to make sure your gap stays perfectly timed, and Mrazek did it as well as you can do it. Keeps it a 1-0 game.
Mrazek making his 10th consecutive start in the absence of Jimmy Howard, who could very well get the start in Pittsburgh on Wednesday in his return. Jonas Gustafsson backing up Mrazek tonight. And when Howard is healthy, Mrazek will go back to Grand Rapids to get more playing time. But a great record this season for him at 12-4-1. Intercepted. Helms away with Tatar. Tatar's in all alone. Scores! Tatar set up beautifully, and it's 2-0 with 3 to play.
Don't tell me this isn't a home game. It sure sounds like one. And home on the road is Tatar yet again. 13th road goal of the season. What a play by Helm. What a shot by Tatar. Little sauce into space. Let him skate into it. Flick of the wrist. 2-0 with 3 minutes remaining.
Thomas Tatar with a goal and an assist tonight, and he does his charitable work too. It's a couple of $100 to Gleaners Food Bank backpack program. So the Red Wings who do so much work in the community. Tatar contributing tonight, as well as Riley Sheahan to their great causes. Helm getting the lone assist to make it 2-0. Right after you show the big save that Mrazek makes on the penalty shot at the 17-minute mark of the third period. Thomas Tatar picks up goal number 23, a career high for him and already the team leader.
All because of sound work in their own zone. Forced the turnover, paid it off. They have been patient and determined, and that's how you have to play against the Phoenix Coyotes. I'm going to finish it off because you know the Coyotes are going to forecheck more aggressively. They probably have all night long.
With the netminder out, Coyotes trying to get within one. They do! Ekman Larsson makes it a 2-1 game with the goaltender pull.
Activating Ekman Larsson's nothing new. With the goalie pulled, it just gives him free rein to become a freelancer, which he is. Blocked by DeKeyser. Larsson down the boards, got in front of Abdelkader and found the short side.
His 16th goal, was already leading all NHL defensemen in goals, and now his 16th is a personal best for him in goals as he makes it a 2-1 hockey game.
Nothing Mrazek could do. Bounce in front of him. Ekman Larsson playing rover, went down the boards into the corner. Funny how puck just finds guys that have a knack for scoring.
So the shutout streak of Peter Mrazek ends at just under 133 minutes, I believe, or in and around there.
Now it's all about the 109 seconds remaining.
So Smith will be heading out again, At center, check. Datsuk got it away. 132 minutes and 42 seconds was the shutout streak Mrazek had until that goal went in. Here's a break for Helm. He can end it in alone. Scores! Darren Helm. He set up what will likely be the winner, and he seals the game with that one. 2 consecutive games he's got empty net goals, which make it a 2-goal differential.
And all because of hard work. There are empty net goals, and then there are exciting empty net goals. That's an exciting empty net goal. And then in Denver, the last game, pretty exciting as well. Datsuk with the strip in the middle. Helm with the foot speed. And the bullseye. But again, just another example of the Red Wings, top to bottom, everybody in uniform contributing. Right now is a 3-1 lead with 71 seconds remaining.
So Helm set up Tatar, and then Tatar set up Helm for the empty net goal to make it 3-1. How about the way that Darren Helm's scoring goals now? He's got 11 on the season, 3 his past 4 games. Health's a wonderful thing, isn't it? And Darren Helm in 42 games last year had 12, tied a personal best. He's just 1 away from that again this year. So Coyotes taking a timeout, and with that, we'll step out and bring you the conclusion of this one in Glendale in a moment. So Riley Sheahan had opened the scoring on the power play. We thought that would stand up until there was 3 minutes to go in the game, and we've had 3 goals and still 1:11 left in it.
And goaltender on the bench, Mike Smith. Offensive zone faceoff, play diagram.
Back of the net taken by DeKeyser, who I think is breathing a bit of a sigh of relief after what transpired here late in the third. Rubbed down and taken down to the ice in awkward fashion was Glendening. Less than a minute to go, so again, still netminder out.
Doan just took a punch at Glendening. He's going to get the penalty. He was under his skin all night long. We showed you the pack. Luke Glendening getting to the veteran, who now will be sent to the box for throwing a haymaker. And when you get the derisive smile in your face when you're a guy like Shane Doan, that'll tick you off even more.
Yep.
Here's Doan saying, oh, it's 41. Good, I'll pitchfork you. Now Clendenning's like, oh, yeah? Okay, I'll come over to, okay, forearm shiv. Little bit of chirping. Little elbow to the ear hole. And to the box goes Doan. Full value.
He must have said something he really didn't like because he made a beeline back for him.
Yeah.
Now he's going at the Red Wing fans in behind him, too.
Look at the 19 years in the league, intensity etched in the face of Shane Doan.
So out of all that, the Red Wings have one last belt tire power play here. That's 6th of the game for Detroit.
You know how Mike Babcock talks about Glendening and creating value, and when you can have a line that can check the opposition's top players, that's part of the benefit right there. Get them off their game.
So it's Yurko, Anderson, Miller, Marchenko, and Smith on the power play to end it. The Red Wing fans here at Gila River Arena in Glendale stand to salute their team that has won a 3rd straight, tied with Tampa atop the Eastern Conference as they win it by a final score of 3-1. Thomas Tatar with his team leading 6th game-winning goal as they congratulate Peter Mrazek. And no team since Mike and Marian Ilitch bought the Red Wings in 1982 have won more regular season or playoff games. And this, the milestone mark, 1,500th Red Wing victory, regular season and playoffs, since Mr. and Mrs. Ilitch took over the Red Wings franchise.
It's been a model franchise. They weren't winning many games those first few years, but the last 20, model franchise. Well, it's time. Let's open a cold one. It's Miller time. It's our Miller time moment. Riley Sheahan with the laser on the power play. Miller time brought to you by Miller Lite. Riley Sheahan brings you the power play goal from the first period.
And a lot of scoring in the final 3 minutes of this one. But the Red Wings win it 3-1. 9 wins their past 10 games for Detroit. Big victory here with a few days off before heading to Pittsburgh. Right now, we'll head to Chris Osgood and Trevor Thompson.